Good afternoon and welcome to the security seminar from Purdue University. Our speaker today is Peter Badci, research scientist from NCSA at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Also has adjunct faculty positions with CS and ECE departments there. His topic today is toward hazard-aware spaces, knowing when, where, and what hazards occur. Peter?
Thank you. So welcome to the seminar, and let me first introduce what I'm going to be talking about today. I would like to introduce you to our work environment, what kind of research and development themes we are working on, and kind of slowly go over the main focus of our research and development, which is multi-instrument measurement systems, what type of software and hardware we are using, and then focus on the hazard-aware spaces project, where I'm going to try to define the problem, what are the technology components that we are using, and what are the research and development related the efforts that are related to integration of data across disparate sensing systems over time and space and variable. And since this is a security seminar, I'll show the relevance to security research and try to kind of get you excited. Why I am really here is really to introduce these problems to you and then show the significance of security to many of these applications. I'll also mention some other applications, and I'll explain the term X-informatics, which I have been using lately, and then summarize my talk. I always like to start with giving credits and acknowledgement to all the funding agencies that fund our work, which is NSF, ONR, NIH, NARA. We are really not very picky. And we have about 3 to 5 students, full-time people, and then about 8 to 9 students. At any time point, probably I can support about 4 students. On this particular project, we had about 4 students. So what are the research and development themes that we have been thinking about? The first one is clearly when you look around and you see the novel technologies around you, the question comes, how can these advancements in sensor technology, computer science, and electrical and computer engineering help people? Okay, the technology is around us, but can it help? And then the question is, okay, where is the gap between the Moore's law advancements and the use of these advancements by people? Yes, you can have all kinds of cool stuff around you, but then how do you really use it? Somebody has to take that effort and then figure out things. And then finally, because I used to work for machine vision companies and for other government contracting company, the enormous amount of data that we are processing today, or acquiring and processing, and the tasks that we are doing and are very tedious and laborious, they could be automated. So really, my intention is to kind of free people from tedious and laborious tasks by designing multi-instrument measurement systems. There is no single instrument that can solve certain difficult problem, but if you take many, many instruments and you put them together, you might be able to solve very difficult problems. So as I mentioned, our goal is to understand multi-instrument measurement systems, and the focus is to develop theoretical models and perform experimental understanding of multi-instrument measurement systems that deal with multi-dimensional, multivariate data and include multi-spectral cameras, multimodal imaging instruments, sensor networks, wireless communication, data acquisition, fusion, analysis, modeling, and visualization components, whatever you can think of. So it's a very broad spectrum of domains that we are trying to cover and go from sensor instruments through data acquisition, data integration, analysis, and synthesis. And clearly, there are many, many applications domains. I just picked 3 that we published and worked in, which is the biomedical or bioinformatics and medicine domain. Then we have a lot of projects in the GIS, geographic information systems domain, especially in the agriculture domain, because we are like Purdue, we are in the Midwest, and we work with the agriculture department, hydrology, water quality, structural and earthquake engineering, environmental engineering people. And then we are looking at these novel sensors and then trying to build smart spaces. Clearly, military is interested. Machine vision is one application, plant biology, and healthcare. Our little imaging lab that we have has several cameras we have hyperspectral cameras. If I would ask you what's hyperspectral camera, clearly if you take a regular camera and you take a picture, you will get, let's say, RGB, you get 3 values that cover the wavelength range from 400 to 700 nanometers. But if you have hyperspectral camera, you can have hundreds of values. So that means you might have much better discrimination when you are looking at different shades of color. We also have multi-spectral camera that NASA is using, for example, when they deploy a space shuttle or rovers, and they want to explore environment. They have, let's say, red, green, blue, and near infrared, and everything comes together. We have thermo-infrared camera that detects heat, and then we have wireless and wired cameras, so we can build systems with these. We also have a robot with robotic arm, which we are using for deploying sensors. And then when we want to control robots, we use, for example, gesture, and then we use orientation sensors to remotely control deployment of sensors. And the sensors that we are currently using are the Crossbow Smart MEMS sensors, and I'll show them a little bit later. We also have audio, so I can, the same way as I have the microphone now, I can say move ahead or give commands, and the robot is going to perform them. And then we are looking at RFID tags and readers, and that will be part of our environment as well. In terms of publication and software, we try to document our work so we can disseminate our knowledge. And there is a software tool called Image to Knowledge, and you can find the manual on our website. And also there are many, many publications about our solutions. And you can see the variety of pictures that I put here. Those are the types of data that we process from very, very different domains. And at the end of the presentation, I will show you what is common in all these domains. So just to give you a quick list of examples of problems and solutions and applications that we have been dealing with. Clearly, let's say crop yield prediction using hyperspectral data. Instead of sending graduate students to collect measurements at the ground, you can have a little Cessna flying over your farm field, and then you collect hyperspectral data, and you can predict exactly what's the soil conductivity, what are the other measurements, and then you can predict your crop yield. Spectral scene modeling, for example, you want to fly tomorrow, and you want to predict that scene from a certain view angle. Can you reconstruct that scene based on terrain map and elevation maps and so forth? And possibly BRDF stands for bidirectional reflectance texture functions. Historical map analysis, again, you are doing restoration project. You want to restore some area close to a river. You want to go and recover maps from 1900. You scan them. You want to recover the information about isocontours so you can restore that area. And then we deal with integration modeling of large-size remote sensing data for hydrology community. We build a lot of decision support systems. And today I'm going to primarily talk about the hazard-aware space and the robot control using arm gestures, a little bit about sensor registration and fusion. And then there is another set of applications that deal just with bioinformatics issue and medical issues. And I will not mention them today. We also, since we are part of the university, we are trying to educate students, like what you are here. We are more or less building tools for the students to use and then figure out things like, okay, how to do image operations, how to understand sensors and similar. So let me now introduce the problem, the hazard-aware spaces. And I put there a simple question. If you are in a smart room, what you really want to know, it's a basic question, where, when, and what type of hazard occurred. So you are sitting in your office, you are studying, and these are the basic questions that you want to know if you are building such a system. So if you think about it, there is a smart room, let's say, in this audience or in this room, we will have sensors that report, let's say, temperature. And then